Welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I will be talking about 8 points to remember while you are making your resume. So these 8 points will help you to make your resume more effective and eye-catching. So whenever we talk about a resume is basically a tool for marketing yourself. It's more than a document. Resume provides a summary of your education, your work history, credentials, and other accomplishment and skills. But many a time we feel that our resume gets unnoticed. So today I will be telling you 8 points which if you keep in your mind while making your resume, you can make your resume more attractive or more noticeable. So if we look at the purpose of a resume is a tool for marketing yourself. It helps the employer to know you better. So using a resume, your employer can know about your education, your credentials, and whether you are fit for the company, and it will help the employer to know whether your experiences can contribute to a company's success. It also gives your employer an idea about your writing skills. It helps the employers to choose the required candidate as per the requirements of the job. So, if we look at the biggest challenges that any kind of a job seeker face, it is that first one is crafting your resume. And after crafting your resume, the next problem that any job seeker faces is that the resume is not noticed. Now in today's modern world, if you apply for any job posting, your resume is selected from many other resumes which have been submitted through a computerized process. So the computer looks for certain keywords while selecting the required resumes. After selecting the resume through a computerized process, then it goes on to for the officials of the company. So if your resume is not selected by the computerized process only, then there is no benefit of submitting such a resume. So today I will be talking about how you can make your resume noticeable and what points, if you follow, will help in making your resume noticeable. So the first point, look for keywords in a job posting. So suppose if you are applying for a job posting for the post of an accountant, the word accountancy, your accounting skills, that should be made prominent in your resume. So if you are listing down your skills or your experiences, the accountancy related skills or experiences should be given a prominent position. It should be written first. So keywords in a job posting are most important. You should look for the keywords. And suppose if we take an example that you are applying for a job in an educational post. Now if you are applying for a teaching position, you want to put your teaching experiences at the top of your other experiences. So always include keywords from the job description or job posting which is given in your resume. Second point is industry specific skills. So if you are applying for any particular industry, make sure you highlight your education, work experiences and skills which relate to that particular industry or the job. So if we look at this particular example, here if you are currently employed, mention your job title. So try to exact job title of the job which you want to have. So like here you see it is a freelance software developer. So this is the job that you are applying for with 5 years experience in Java, C++, etc. So this is what I am talking about, the industry specific keywords. So if you are applying for a particular industry, your CV or your resume, it should have that particular industry related words. Next, third point would be match your resume to the position applied for. So the position to which you are applying, suppose you are applying as a post of a manager, so match your resume to your managerial skills. Next, make your resume simple and easy to read. Now, if your resume is extensively long, not simple to read, then such resumes, they tend to get rejected faster. So make it simple, because employers, they have very minimal amount of time to review your resume. So readability is a key to any effective resume. So if you look at here, this resume, this is not very easy to read. This gap between the lines are less. A lot of information is given at a particular point, and then some places you can see this is not a very soothing resume to read. Some places have very huge gaps or line differences, and some are written with very less line gapping. So this resume, it looks more soothing to the eye, and all the information is given in a very compact manner. These kinds of resumes, they tend to be selected much faster. So the managers or the HR who is reading the resume, they don't want to spend a very long time reading each resume. So if your resume is including any old irrelevant information, it leads to a distraction, and managers, they tend to overline or overlook most of the important facts. So only include work experiences, your achievements, education skills which are most relevant to the employer. Now next point is that choose a perfect resume for font. Now don't make the letters in your resume very small or very big, or look at this font. Does this font look very professional? Of course not, it looks very bad. So the fonts which should be selected should be a professional font of a reasonable size. So these are some of the fonts that you can use which looks professional. Don't use informal fonts. So if you look at this CV, this is a very bad example of a very bad CV. Look at the letters. This is written in a very informal font. Don't use this type of fonts. This is a professional CV, looks like a professional CV. Similarly, in cases of resumes also, use professional fonts, do not use informal fonts. Next is make your CV brief. Anyone who is reading your resume, don't make the resume too long. Long resumes tend to be overlooked. The HRs or the managers, they don't have much time to read through long CVs. Include most relevant information and put the most important information first. Now I will be talking about the things you should not do. Don't use pronoun I. Don't rely on other persons, write your own resume. Don't use decorative fonts, use professional fonts. Don't leave big gaps in your employment history. If there is a gap in your employment history and you feel like including the gap in it, then explain why there have been such a gap in your employment histories. Like if suppose you have left your first job in 2015 and you join your next job in 2017, then you should explain why you did not indulge in any job between 15 and 17, why there was a gap in your employment history. Do not just leave big gaps in your employment history, because this makes the managers suspicious. Don't include personal information. Now no one is interested in your personal information like height, weight, marital status, etc. So employers are not interested in your personal information. Just share your professional informations. So these are some of the very important points. Next one is use active language. Now what is active language? This means using power words like achieved, earned, completed, accomplished. So use power words. I have that achieved this award, or achieved this, or earned this certificate, or completed this course, accomplished this degree. So these are the power words. If your resume is too long and it seems hard to read, you might consider making sentences shorter or ideas more concise. So make your ideas concise, make sentences shorter. I will give you an example. Suppose the job description reads, during my time at Freedom Incorporation, I ran multiple team-based projects and helped each team member with various tasks associated with each project. So how can you make this 2 lines concise or short? You can write, led multiple team-based projects and effectively coordinated group tasks. So instead of writing I ran multiple team-based projects, I have already told you, don't use the word I. So you can write led multiple team-based projects and effectively coordinated, helped each team member with various tasks, write effectively coordinated group tasks. So this is an example of how you can shorten the sentences but at the same time make them effective. So this revised will communicate the same idea but reducing number of words. So don't make it a very lengthy resume, because people don't have time to read such lengthy resumes. Next point is call attention to important achievements. Don't write achievements which are of no importance to the particular job you're applying for. So only write important achievement, because if you write down too many achievements, among those achievements which are of not importance to a particular job, your important achievements will also hide. So people will not be interested, they will not read down your all such lengthy achievements. So just write the achievements which are important to the particular job you're applying for. Next point is that include subheadings and sections only if you need such. So if you are just graduating from college or high school and you have not held a professional position, do not include empty work history section. So if you are just graduating and you have not worked anywhere, don't include a section of work history and leave it blank. Many people do it that they have not yet been employed anywhere, so in the work history section you leave it blank. So this is a very grave error. Don't do such an error. Instead of doing that, what you can do is you can replace the work experience section with relevant coursework, academic achievements and other experiences like internship, extracurricular projects, etc. So don't just copy resumes from your from your friend and just leave blank the headings in which you do not have anything to fill. So you can change your resume according to your own achievements. You may also find it useful to combine sections. So if you have trouble filling a section with more than 2 bullet points, then combine sections. Don't just bring up a section with just a single point. Combine sections. Then it can be a very effective way of writing a resume. Next is proofread and edit. Now, most of us, what we do is, after we have made our resumes, we don't read it, proofread it to see if there are any spelling mistakes. Small spelling mistakes can make your resume be rejected. So always check for spelling error. Just look at this picture. Here it's written always check for spelling errors, and all the spellings are wrong. So proofread, read it carefully before submitting your resumes. So spelling mistakes can be, some mistakes can be grave or very small mistakes. There may be grammatical errors. Try to check for all spelling mistakes and grammatical errors before you submit your resume. So I hope this video was useful to all those job seekers who want to submit a resume. Now in the next video, I will be writing down 3 resumes live for job postings which have been submitted online. Now this will be a live writing of the resumes in MS Word. So if you want to see that, do subscribe to my channel and click on the bell icon, and also do share this video amongst your friends who are also writing down resumes or thinking of writing such resumes for their jobs. So if this video was helpful to you, do like the video and share it amongst your friends, and in the comments do let me know if you have any problem writing down the resumes and whether you have faced any issues while submitting the resumes, or whether your resumes have been rejected due to some of the errors that I had already discussed in this video. Thank you for watching. Do subscribe and share the video amongst your friends, and also hit on the bell icon to receive regular notifications. See you with a new video on writing of the resumes in MS Word. Thank you.